right, in this video, I'm going to be going over the 5 things that I wish I knew before getting my real estate license. And the last one is probably something you wouldn't expect, so stick around. Starting off with the fact that it is expensive. Being a realtor is a very expensive business. Now, of course, it heavily depends on how you choose to run your business. Like me, I pretty much don't pay any money for marketing because all of my leads come through social media. Today, well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. Today, I just pay for my YouTube videos to get edited and stuff like that. But in the beginning, I didn't have any marketing expenses. Now, other realtors, I want to say, probably 9 out of 10 realtors are going to have a marketing budget of at least $1,000 a month between various softwares, CRMs, ads, and stuff like that. And on top of that, as realtors, we have to hang our license at a brokerage, so to speak, which basically means you cannot be a licensed realtor and work as a licensed realtor unless you are employed at a brokerage, which also costs money. Now, every brokerage is different. Some brokerages will do a split, an 80-20 split with a cap. I'm not going to name it, but for example, I know one out there, you pay an 80-20 split until you cap at $16,000. So their monthly fee is like $150, very cheap. But out of every deal you do, you pay 20% until you've paid the brokerage $16,000. This is an example, so it's low upfront expense, but ends up being expensive later on as you do more deals. My brokerage, for example, costs $600 a month passively, and we only have a 2% deal fee that comes off of every deal. And every brokerage pretty much gets the money out of you one way or another. It's just which of those payment structures works best for you. However, as realtors, that is another expense to consider. So I have $600 that I pay to the brokerage every month. And then I also have a board fee that I have to pay to the real estate board just to have my license every year. And I think that's about $150. So passively, even though I pay pretty much nothing for marketing, it still costs me $750 a month just to hold the license. And then you're driving all over the place. Like my gas costs $1,000 to $1,200 a month. However, I do drive a Ram 1500. You don't have to drive a gas guzzling 5.7 liter 8-cylinder pickup truck, but gas is expensive. Maybe buy a Tesla or something like that, but $1,000 to $1,200 a month there. Most realtors that I know are spending at least $3,000 a month on various different expenses. And that doesn't even include one-time expenses like buying, signs or upgrading equipment or upgrading this. And there's also a lot of one-time expenses that, come here and there within your business when you're upgrading certain things and buying new software and whatever it may be. So basically what I'm trying to say is if you don't sell any homes, you're likely going to be bleeding $2,000 to $3,000 a month, even without any, grotesque marketing budget. Number 2, this isn't easy, no matter what HGTV or the media tells you. The media makes it sound like being a realtor is an extremely easy job that any dumbass can do, and we basically don't do anything and collect a $40,000 commission check. It takes a very special person to be a successful realtor. You have to have that fire under your ass that turns you into a self-motivated person. You have to have thick skin and be okay with rejection over and over and over. You have to expect that people are going to backstab you, both family members, people that you know, clients that you're currently working with. Everybody is going to backstab you at one point or another in this industry. And it may not be backstabbing, but it kind of feels like backstabbing. Transactions are going to go sideways. You're going to have a lot of sleepless nights. You're going to wake up with like a ball of anxiety in your stomach for months at a time. You're going to constantly be stressed out. I'll tell you a story about how stressed out I was in my first year. I had lost so much weight. I was so skinny. I didn't know what was going on. I was having all these like immune problems. So I went and got my blood tested, and I found out that I guess the acceptable range of testosterone is 7 to 28, and I was at like 6.8 testosterone. Keep in mind, I'm like 26 at the time, right? So I didn't really know. They didn't really have an answer for me for why it was so low or anything like that. And what ended up happening was a year later, when my business was a lot better, things were awesome, and I had kind of figured things out. I had grown thicker skin. I wasn't as stressed out and all that stuff. I got my blood tested again, and then my testosterone came in like super high. It was in like the mid-20s. So I asked that doctor, I was like, why was it so low a year ago? And he said, well, you must have been really stressed out. So that's just an example of how stressful this job could be. I was literally so stressed out in the beginning that it was literally killing me. But most of all, you have to be somebody that people can trust to deliver an amazing result with the biggest transaction of their life. And for most people, they are not that person. You have to do a lot of self-development to become that person. I can't think of the quote right now, but basically it goes something like this. Being a realtor as a career is basically just self-development that ends up paying you money. The best realtors out there are constantly focused on improving themselves so people trust their judgment and trust what they're saying to them. And most people do not come into the industry as that person. You have to work your way up to it. So go into this that you're going to get the crap beat out of you mentally, physically. No, not physically, but you're going to get the crap beat out of you mentally. But at the end of the day, it's making you a better person. You are developing your character into a better person. You can't lose so long as you are becoming better, right? A lot of people are like, well, I'm going to fail, or I don't want to fail if I get into real estate. Fail is a made up thing. It's not a real concept. There is no failure. You either succeed or you quit. There's no actual failure in this industry. Most will quit in the first 3 years because they cannot handle the brutality of this job. So do not go into this with the expectation that it's going to be easy, and start preparing for it right now by watching videos like this. Number 3, subscribe to the channel. No, the real number 3 is going to be that the commissions you're calculating are unrealistic. You're not going to be a millionaire that quick. People love to Google the average commissions for a realtor in whatever area they live in and then start running the numbers in their head, being like, well, if I only sell 4 houses, I can make $100,000 and quit my day job. So first off, currently right now, 2023, in the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, 60% of realtors have not sold a single home. And for the ones who did sell a home, the commissions that you're probably basing these dollar amounts off of are the full commissions. So on one transaction, there's a buying agent and a selling agent, and that commission gets, split off to both of those agents. So the commissions that you're calculating, you'd probably make half of that on a deal. Now, to add to that, most agents, newer agents anyways, are going to be on a split of some kind. Whether you're at a brokerage that takes a split from you but has a low upfront reoccurring expense, or maybe you do what I did and you go to a brokerage that has a higher upfront reoccurring expense but no split. However, I joined a team at that brokerage which has a split. So even if you make like $10,000 on the buying end of a transaction, which is a little bit higher than the average commission in my area anyways, you're probably only going to make 80 to 50% of that commission, depending on the brokerage and the setup and if you're on a team or not. And I would always recommend pretty much that every new agent, unless they're a business connoisseur that's built several successful businesses, join a team. So for most of you getting into the industry, you're likely going to be joining a team and giving up anywhere from 30 to 50% of your commissions, possibly even 70% getting into the industry, which means you're going to have to sell anywhere from like 15 to 20 homes just to make 6 figures. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of expenses coming off of that 6 figures. So it's not as glamorous as it looks. And it actually requires that you sell a lot more homes than you would think to make the money that you thought you were going to make in this industry. Oh yeah, and then the commissions you're calculating, you still have to pay taxes on. Number 2, say goodbye to time off. If you want to be truly successful in this business and beat out the odds, which is a 90% quitting rate, I won't even call it a failure rate because 90% quit, you have to go into this with the expectation that you are not going to have days off. I haven't even had a day off yet. I've been doing this for over 2 years. I haven't had a single day off. Work-life balance in real estate is not a real thing until you've made it and you've hired a team around you. You are on 24/7 all the time. And there's actually a running joke in real estate. The second you go on vacation, everyone's going to suddenly want to buy or sell their house. And I've gone on vacation one time, Stonehouse Retreat in Banff, and that's exactly what happened. I ended up writing an offer every single day for all 4 days and being in negotiations the entire afternoon that I was in Banff. For all 4 days I was there. If you want to beat the odds, beat the statistics, you have to be willing to do what 90% of people aren't willing to do, which is put off the vacations, put off the weekends, get rid of the drinking, get rid of the partying, get rid of all the distractions, and get into deep focus and build momentum within your business for those first 2 or 3 years. Get ready for the grind and learn to love the grind, because winning is more fun than fun. And number 1, I had no idea this was a thing until I got licensed, but people hate realtors. I had no idea that there was this entire populace of people that just go around and spend most of their time hating realtors. It's real. It's out there. There's Facebook groups of 15, 16,000 people that just post memes about how much they hate realtors every single day of their life and literally devote all of their time to hating realtors. People literally go to the store and buy signs and nail them to their front door that say, "No realtors." The media has created this image around realtors that we're all sleazy scumbags that are just trying to, scam the public and we're only out there for ourselves and we just want to make money for ourselves kind of thing. And I see these comments all the time on my social media because I'm genuinely trying to help people, yet I get these comments all the time. It's just like, it's really frustrating. People don't understand how the industry works. They don't understand, and they say things like, realtors are the reason why home prices are so high, and realtors are the reason why this is happening, and realtors artificially keep supply low, and they just come up with all these crazy, ridiculous conspiracies about how realtors somehow control the real estate market and how they're scamming everybody, and if we just removed realtors, everything would be affordable, and everything would be beautiful, and everything would be amazing, and it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And if you want to be a realtor, and especially a realtor who thrives on social media, which is what I'm going to teach you to do on this channel, you're going to have to put up with this. And let me tell you, it took me a long time to get used to this, and they know exactly what to say to piss you off. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do, these people will be there. And unfortunately, it seems like the population of them are growing. So that's it. I hope this helped if you're thinking about getting your license. Again, if you want some coaching on being a better real estate agent, my link is in the first line of the description there. Please do subscribe to the channel, like this video. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.